Fallout 3, or as it's known in the DC metro area, A Normal Day is a game about living in the dystopian post-apocalyptic hellscape that is Washington, D.C. A place where everyone is either homeless or soon to be homeless. The streets are patrolled by armies of deranged psychopaths known as tourists, and you live your life under the constant threat of nuclear incineration. Developed by Bethesda Game Studios and this man, Fallout 3 is the first game in the Fallout trilogy. There's a rumor going around that it's actually based on an older game called Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which is itself a sequel to the much more famous Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel. But these were turn-based isometric games, so they've been consigned to the trash bin of history where they fucking belong. The backstory of the Fallout universe is that civilization never invented the transistor, meaning instead of Cyberpunk 2077, we got Fallout 76. A few people survived by hiding in underground vaults where they suffered from vitamin D deficiency for 200 years, while others stayed on the surface and suffered from too much vitamin D. You play as Liam Neeson on his quest to help his dad install a water filter in the least convenient place possible. On the way, you'll meet a crazy cast of characters such as Dr. Lee, Gary, Moira Brown, a dog, three dogs, Gary, Elder Lion, his hot daughter, Gary, and Gary. The only thing you need to know is that out here in the wasteland, it's kill or be killed, because survival is nearly impossible, except for all the times when it isn't and it's not, because you can talk every single antagonist in this game into killing themselves.
Suicide is badass!
This is the only game with a higher percentage of suicidal antagonists than the Mass Effect series. Even starting the game feels like trying to resuscitate someone with massive organ failure. So let me be your guide through the terrifying minefield of technical hazards that is Fallout 3. Before you have any say in the matter, you're born to our dad, Liam Neeson, struggling to do an American accent. After selecting what type of burn victim we want to look like, Mrs. Neeson takes one look at us and dies of embarrassment. Whoops, sorry about that one, Dad. Oh wait, what the hell is happening? Welcome to the gamer basement. Time has skipped forward and we're now a baby in Vault 101, an underground bunker where your father drills the same Bible verse into you like you're in fucking conversion therapy. Hope you remember this in 18 years, by the way. As we quantum leap through our childhood, we get to meet the tunnel snakes, and after you meet them, you might as well uninstall the game because you're not going to meet anyone cooler. Except maybe the teacher that lets us skip our SATs. Oh god, not again!
Come on, wake up! Come on! You've got to—
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We've got a basement to leave. In the process of leaving the vaults, Liam Neeson created so many OSHA violations that half the population has been killed by roaches. With the power of friendship, with the power of incredible violence, we managed to go outside. Unfortunately, there's no grass left to touch out here. We also hear two radio stations, one playing a top 40s list of grandma's most racist songs, but it's still better than its competitor, propaganda-themed ASMR. It's not helped by the fucking floating radios that seem to be playing it. Why are the iBots the only thing in this universe that hovers like this? Fallout 3 is a game with many interesting places to discover, if I can fucking find them. You start at the center of the map, and from here you can go anywhere you want, like the barren wasteland, or empty parking lot. The only place you can't go is South DC, because even the Fallout universe won't take you south of the Anacostia. Speaking of the hood, our first stop is this pile of rusty airplane parts with a turbofan jet for a gate. Does everyone in this town rupture their eardrums whenever they open the front door? Welcome to Megaton, because every city developed by Bethesda has to have a theme. This town's theme is worshipping a nuclear bomb. Honestly, I get it. At least you're worshipping something that you can see and touch and will kill you if you agitate it. And oh boy, can you agitate it.
Is that really necessary?
Speaking of short fuses, I need to find Liam Neeson, so I immediately check the closest bar. Welcome to Ramsey's Kitchen Nightmares. Here we meet bar owner Moriarty, only the second most Irish-sounding American we've met so far. Excuse me, I need you to help me find the only man named James on the entire planet. I'm sorry, I don't speak potato. How is it that the only thing in the US that didn't collapse was the immigration system? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself earlier. I'm your new health inspector. Liam Neeson has gone into the city to try to find a black man, and we need to stop him before he gets taken for canceled. Fortunately for us, there's only one black character in the entire game, Three Dog, the DJ for WKRP in DC. Let me know in the comments if you get that joke, and don't forget to share this video with the rest of your retirement home. Just kidding, I know nobody over 12 is capable of watching this. To get into the city, you need to take the metro tunnels, because even in the apocalypse, there's still no fucking parking in this town. Fortunately, this appears to be one of the few times when the DC metro isn't on fire. The metro only goes to Falls Church. The reason the streets of DC aren't littered with cars packed bumper to bumper is that the president was enough of a dick to end the world on a fucking Saturday. On our way into the city, we'll face many enemies, like the super mutants, former humans transformed by the Force evolutionary virus. And part of being evolved is eating raw meat and refusing to use grammatical determiners. At the radio station, we find a group of LARPers doing some ethnic cleansing. Oh look, another gamer. gamer looking to touch grass. I hate to tell you this, but the only green things around here want to eat you. But don't worry, the Brotherhood of Steel is here to commit genocide on your behalf. Welcome to InfoWars. Here we meet Three Dog, a character everyone pretends is important, but he can be bypassed more easily than the Irishman back there. My name is Three Dog. I'm the local DJ, someone to counter the propaganda of the mainstream media. You literally have an army of soldiers in your lobby. Alright, what do you want? Have you seen my dad? Man, if you want my help, you gotta fight the good fight. And I ain't talking about some NPR pledge drive. Man, what the fuck do you think I've been doing this whole time? Weren't you just on the radio dick riding me? Since you never heard of moving the goalposts, I'm just gonna tell you. But I warn you, your dad may not be in hell, but he's headed for a place damn close to it. Oh no, don't tell me he went to the fucking boat town. He went to the boat town, bro. Fuck. Rivet City, the nicest place to live since Kowloon's slums. The theme of this town is being fucking incomprehensible. The city planner was clearly a paranoid schizophrenic. Somehow this is the biggest city in the DC area, despite the fact that wanting to live here is like buying a condominium on the Titanic or New Orleans. That's why I have no respect for the next character we meet, Dr. Lee, the doctor that delivered me as a baby and probably bears the most responsibility for my mother's death. You're a pretty shitty doctor if you can't diagnose eclampsia. Remind me to call the back alley school of medicine to have them revoke your degree. Unfortunately, she has no idea where our dad is, and while I'm content to leave him in whatever ditch he fell into, he is an essential character to complete our any percent run. My real dad once told me he shoulder checked Liam Neeson on the set of Nell, and I couldn't be prouder of him. Luckily for us, Liam Neeson has become a podcaster, which means he has a psychological compulsion that causes him to leave behind physical 8-track cassettes. These lead us to Vault 112 to search for information on a German scientist named Stanislaw Braun. Gee, that sure would have been useful earlier. Wish you could have left some of these tapes back at fucking Paddy's Irish Pub. Arriving at the vault, we descend until we arrive at the central chamber packed with suicide pods. Finally, I can get some good fucking sleep. Oh no. I'm in hell. Welcome to the metaverse, but a bit more fun. Here we find the cast of Leave It to Beaver locked in a battle of survival against Stanislaw Braun, who has entered the body of a little girl. Genshin players be like, no, it's not like that. She's actually a 300-year-old German scientist. Like every other IT worker to ever exist, Braun has developed a god complex and enjoys watching people get horrifically named on the set of The Brady Bunch. My favorite episode is when the communists execute the entire town. This also deletes his hard drive, causing him to become stuck in the suburbs. You fool! Did you have any idea how many chimp NFTs I had on that hard drive? Break the muck up, samurai. Against my better judgment, Liam Neeson is once again free to roam the streets of Derry. Gee son, thanks for freeing me from my persona, but you were supposed to stay in the vault. Hey man, I wasn't keen on this hero's journey bullshit either, but many people are dead directly because of you, and I'm on the Overseer's permanent shit list by association. Liam Neeson thought to himself before he said, oh, but you left without saying goodbye. What else was I supposed to do? Yeah, the Overseer probably would have you shot on sight if you went back. Fuck you, man. On the way back to Rivet City, we learn Liam Neeson's plans. The Potomac River is an ecological disaster that can cause dangerous mutations and even death, but then a nuclear war happened and generally did not improve things. So now our dad has decided to dedicate his entire life to this massive engineering mega project instead of just building multiple simpler water filters with multiple points of failure. He's able to use his speech skill to recruit Dr. Lee. I hope you're a better plumber than you were an obstetrician. Oh my god, will you shut up, man? This conversation almost bored me 6 feet into the fucking ground. This game might as well be on fucking rails from this point. At the Jefferson Memorial, Liam Neeson is getting ready to flush the massive toilet that is the DC tidal basin. Before we can do that though, we have some tasks to perform. You're being sus. Dear God help me. Finally, clean, free drinking water for everyone. Ah shit, Liam Neeson, you can't say that out loud. Ah fuck, it's Nestle.
Yes, I'm responsible for this project.
I can't believe you're shutting down my unlicensed sewage plant. Nestle isn't taking me alive. Son, don't forget the Bible. And remember, whatever you do, you'll always be a true gamer. We're still on rails as we're expected to escort some wussy scientists through the sewer system. The first time I played this, I saved everyone and wasn't even trying. But every time I've replayed it, the scientists have the survival instincts of a dodo bird and demonstrate as much will to live as I have after I upload this video. Eluding the Nestle death squads, we escape to a place where the US legal system can't touch us. Welcome to the Pentagon, now called the Citadel and the current home of the Brotherhood of Steel. How bad were the Chinese nukes if they couldn't even hit the Pentagon? The only casualty seems to be the Dunkin' Donuts at the center. Never forget what they took from you. We also meet Sarah's father. Surely you mean grandfather. Joe Biden, I need you to drone strike the Jefferson Memorial.
I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Good is at your service.
This man runs the most powerful army in the wasteland, and he only wants to use it to murder radiation victims. Unlike a regular water filter that uses charcoal, the one our dad gave his life for needs something that he didn't even know existed when he started building it, called a geck. In the original Fallout games, the geck was basically a box with a broom and a sticky note that reads, "Better get to it." In Fallout 3, it's a magical device capable of reviving an entire ecosystem, and our dad wanted to turn it into a water filter. The Brotherhood tells us the geck is in Vault 87, which can only be accessed by going through the McDonald's play place. We arrive at Crayon Canyon, where we're immediately confronted by a small child.
Jerk.
Oh man, that's crazy. After leaving one of the most thematically interesting yet inconsequential locations in the entire game, we arrive at Vault 87. The geck is in here, but to get to it, we have to go through the perfume department. You, basement dweller, release me from this cell, and I will brave the perfume department to retrieve the geck. How do I know I can trust you? I know how to use a semicolon. Fair deal? Here you go. Oh, is that it? That's it? I was just expecting something more dramatic, like a betrayal. Nope, so you're just a solid guy? I try to be. Alright then, thank you. You're welcome. Stay safe out there. A lot of weirdos out today. But now we have a new problem. With the weight of the geck added to our already crushing weight of social responsibility, we are now slightly over-encumbered. But don't worry, both of these issues can be solved with alcohol. Chugging every bottle will give me the strength to stumble to the exit. Sir, have you been drinking this evening? Take the gloves off, samurai. Your blood alcohol content was 14 times the legal limit for operating heavy machinery. We've taken control of Jefferson Memorial, but there seems to be a radiation leak, and the slapdash nuclear reactor could become supercritical at any moment. We need the password to avert a nuclear disaster. I would give it to you if I fucking knew it. Well, for building without a permit, you're looking at about a $500 fine and a summary execution. I would like to speak to your manager, please. We finally come face to face with President John Henry Eden. It turns out he's a PS5 that's trained itself to become president by watching every episode of Cory in the House. Tell me, basement dweller, have you ever touched grass? No, I don't suppose you've had the pleasure. You simply haven't lived until you've run your fingers through some genuine Kentucky bluegrass. Gaming wasn't built on racism or sexism. It was built on grass. It was built on knowing that at some point your mom was going to unplug the console and make you go outside. That's what gaming is all about. And we can bring it back, gamer. All you have to do is kill everyone instead of giving them free water. American elections do be like that, though. Literally kill yourself.
Go on.
I did not think it would be that easy. Every villain in Fallout 3 is on permanent fucking suicide watch. Gamer, I saw you get pinched for that DUI and came here to wipe out Nestle. Fox, he came back. I don't even have a joke for this. I'm genuinely fucking jazzed whenever I see this jolly green giant. Back at the Dunkin' Donuts, we tell Lyons how bad we fucked up. Now that his inaction has left this threat completely unchecked, he decides it's time to take the fight to them. Okay, turn on the giant robot, please. He's acting like he doesn't want to turn on the giant robot. Give me a fucking break. Dude's like,
now we're about to embark on a potentially dangerous mission.
Instead of debating the Enclave on tax policy or civil protections to determine which militaristic autocracy will rule the wasteland of the United States, we're just going to call everyone who disagrees with us a communist. This will activate our trap card, the Iron Giant. Except instead of being anti-gun, this one is pro-nuke. Hey guys, Big Beak Entertainment here. Welcome to the end of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. Except instead of reaching the conclusion weapons of mass destruction are bad and only lead to needless devastation, Fallout 3 concludes that WMDs are absolutely fucking based and a useful tool to have around the house. Your insular authoritarian theocracy is cringe. My insular authoritarian theocracy is based. Hey Fox, do you want to go in and start the reactor for me? Shit man, I'm not going in there. No fucking way. My dude, you literally just went into an irradiated chamber so I wouldn't have to. But if you do have the Broken Steel DLC, he says, yes, that does make a lot of sense. I just went into an irradiated chamber for you, so I suppose I can do another one for old time's sake. I feel that your destiny lies within that chamber. I don't suppose you've considered killing yourself.
Go on.
Jeez, I didn't expect the game to make me feel bad for not wanting to die pointlessly. But the joke's on me because then the game bugged out and he wouldn't actually go through the door. Fine, I guess I'm killing myself. It just occurred to me that I have no idea what the code is. 111, no, 112, 113.
A few moments later.
215, 216. Oh yeah, there we go. The player realized his father's dream. That's about it. Nothing else you did really mattered. Hey, that wasn't my dream. I just wanted to live in my dad's basement and play Hearts of Iron. And that's the end of our journey. I can imagine the conversation to Bethesda now. Hey, we have to make some DLC for Fallout 3 now. It's gonna be hard to make additional content based on the adventures of a corpse. Yes, I know at the end we're dead, but what if we weren't? If you have the Broken Steel DLC, instead of dying pointlessly, you live pointlessly and wake up 28 days later in the basement of the Dunkin' Donuts. Hey you're finally awake the fuck up, samurai. The Brotherhood of Steel has taken over Nestle's business. The Enclave destroys Liberty Prime using a fuck you doomsday satellite. What the fuck, guys? You didn't want to use that instant win when you were getting your asses kicked earlier? As a wise man once said, we are very lucky they are so fucking stupid. So stupid, in fact, that one man is able to raid the Enclave base and turn the doomsday weapon on itself. Who gives a shit? Let's go back to the basement and play Call of Duty instead. Welcome to the snowfields, motherfucker. ZeniMax Marketing has decided to turn Fallout into an FPS. I wonder if any other games came out in 2009 that might have influenced them. Hi everyone, it's me, Big Beak, and today we're going to be playing Modern Warfare 2. Wait, what the fuck? Did Call of Duty rip off Fallout 3? In Operation Anchorage, we once again enter the metaverse to play as Soldier Man in this training simulator for the US Army, and that's the entire DLC. The most noteworthy thing about this DLC is that even in Bethesda games within Bethesda games, their main villain still kills himself at the slightest suggestion. I've seen other reviewers give this credit because it's a game within a game and the villain is supposed to be shallow, but this is still coded by those same fucks in Maryland, so I don't give them credit for admitting their own writing is shit. At the end, we unlock a Brotherhood Outcast base. While I looted the vault, I couldn't overhear what the Outcasts were saying, but I assume it wasn't very polite because when I walked out, they'd all mysteriously died. Now that I'm in possession of more US Army surplus than the Ukrainian military, it's time to explore the vast reaches of the wasteland. Wait, what's going on? I am very concerned. I hope this doesn't void my warranty. Break the truck up, samurai. Hi everyone, it's me, Big Beak, and today we're going to be playing the alpha build of Starfield while trying to avoid the Claw. Despite the new location, there's only one real enemy, boredom. There aren't any ethical questions in this DLC beyond, would you like to not kill the aliens, or would you like to keep your gallbladder? You lose karma for killing the alien engineers, but it feels like losing karma for killing the engineers running the train to Dachau. Bethesda has this bad habit of using gimmicks in place of mechanics. I don't have a joke for that yet, but we'll see about it when we get to Starfield. With that abduction behind us, we can move on to more pressing matters, like this random boat. Hey boy, you look like you could use a ride. I think we might not have put abduction behind us. Welcome to the absolute humanitarian nightmare that is coastal Maryland. The developers left out the Confederate memorial but kept in the inbred locals. I wonder what Marylanders had to say about this depiction of them. Just kidding. Either way, it would be incomprehensible. Here we experience the vague rivalry between Colonel Sanders and a fucking pickle jar. Fallout fans will tell me this is the best DLC with a straight face, and then fail to tell me even the slightest thing that happened in it, like getting knocked out for the 300th time. Flake the muck up, samurai. Whoa, what is that? Whoa, what is that? Oh, that's kind of strange. I don't remember all these corpses being here on the way in. I never saw a saw I didn't like though. Oh no, they've removed the part of my brain that delivers criticism. Hey guys, Bleak Blendertainment here, and welcome to my Fallout 3 Let's Play. Point Lookout is one of the best DLCs ever added to a video game. My favorite one, of course, being Fallout 76. After following a mysterious radio signal, we meet a man called Werner, a man who based his entire personality on Escape from New York, including being completely useless to the plot. I come from a city in the north called Pitt. Raiders have enslaved like a dozen people, forcing them to make steel in the factories. It's the only way we can compete with the Chinese market. Werner wants us to sneak in and execute his meticulous plan. But I was in outer space this morning, so the only thing I plan to execute are any slavers I can find. On our way into the city, we're confronted by horrors beyond our comprehension. What SCP is that? It's good to see Pittsburgh survive the apocalypse unscathed. Werner tells us to enter the pit and find Medea, so I approach the gate in full power armor with my alien blaster. Several raiders decide they want to die today, so I oblige them. I thought I might have been over-leveled for this part of the game before entering the gate and being subdued by 4 guys with sticks. Oh sorry, I didn't know my power armor is made from fucking paper mache. I tried to push against the game and it beat my ass, so I decided I was going to roleplay as William Tecumseh Sherman and burn this entire city to the ground.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
So I beat the first raider I saw to death. At this point I realized I was definitely over-leveled because I had started putting points into unarmed. As I was talking to Medea, I was rudely interrupted by someone named Jackson, so I beat him to death with a baseball bat, stole all his stuff, and waited for everyone to forget about it. Using my newly acquired arsenal, I was able to kill every raider in the pit. The slaves didn't seem to pay it any mind though. At this point, you're making a choice. Was this DLC written by Kanye? Welcome to the actual pit, a place set aside for business conferences. Here we can network with colleagues, develop innovative solutions, and implement cost-cutting measures. 2 employees enter, but the one that leaves gets promoted to management. Everyone seems to think I can't hack it, but they all forgot that in addition to an arsenal of weapons I've pillaged off their dead colleagues, I was given the company assault rifle earlier. We meet Asher, who is apparently really PC about this whole slavery business. But don't worry, just because I've been promoted, don't think I'll forget my roots. It's time to seize the means of production, beginning with the means of reproduction. The dialogue options seem to indicate I'm supposed to have some sort of moral qualms about this, but if Child Protective Services can take away kids because their parents buy drugs, I think I'm allowed to take away kids because their parents buy slaves. Hey there, thanks for getting rid of all the slavers. No problem, man. What are you gonna do now that they're gone? What do you mean? Now we can finally get back to work. Here you can see the newly liberated slaves hard at work doing the exact same thing as before. You know, it really is heartwarming to see a difference you've made in the world. This DLC is honestly the best microcosm of Fallout 3's issues. Fallout 3 is a worse game than Fallout 4 in every way, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. But the people that also say that tend to believe Fallouts 1 and 2 are unimpeachable masterpieces. I know OG Fallout fans like to refute the paternity of Fallout 3, but this is a logical progression of the series. Not that it's Fallout's fault. The release of the original Fallout is closer to the Moonlight landings than today, and that won't be a joke for much longer. What passed for groundbreaking in the late 90s would struggle to compete with basic competence today.
Oh my god, what's wrong with your face?
But before you get mad at me, the reason I'm trashing Fallout 1 and 2 so hard is so that you know I'm not being a nostalgic neckbeard when I say that Fallout 3 is poorly written. Fallout 3 misses more opportunities to pose ethical questions, it fails to have compelling villains, it positions itself in opposition to authoritarian ideologies, but I've never seen the Brotherhood of Steel have an election, and that's the reason Fallout 4 is so much better. It still has the balls to ask the questions, even when it fucks up. Fallout 3 does not create moral dilemmas. It creates problems to be overcome in the name of either righteousness or evil, or by changing 2 lines in the ini file. You're not trying to find the least bad option, you're just deciding if you're going to be a dick or not. But I could forgive all of that if this game was actually fucking stable. Usually when I play a game, I spend an allotted amount of time researching the game, but the research time for this video was just spent trying to figure out how to run the fucking executable. But then again, Microsoft just bought Bethesda, so who knows? Maybe they'll release Fallout 3 Remastered in 10 years. I'm amazed we haven't gotten 5 versions of this one, Todd. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing with my YouTube channel. So I'll say right now the next game I'm going to play was probably going to be Fallout New Vegas, but also who knows? Could be anything. See you guys in 6 months.